Romeo is not dangerous because he hates violence. He is dangerous because his feelings outrun his judgment. And once that happens, people die.
That is the reading people miss. Romeo gets packaged as a dreamy romantic boy. Too soft. The play shows someone emotionally extreme, quick to attach, quick to despair, and finally, quick to kill.
So this is not just a love story with bad luck dropped on top.
No. Bad luck matters, but it works because Romeo is unstable under pressure. He swings hard. At the start, he is moaning over Rosaline. Hours later, he is swearing total devotion to Juliet. That speed is not charming background detail. It is the pattern.
And people usually treat that speed as youthful sincerity, as if fast feeling means pure feeling.
But the play keeps showing the cost of that speed. Romeo does not move carefully. He throws himself into moods. He talks as if each feeling is absolute. That means when love fills his mind, he is all love. When rage fills his mind, he is all rage.
Give me the first concrete sign that this can turn dangerous, not just dramatic.
Look at the Capulet party. He goes despite the risk. He sees Juliet and instantly resets his whole emotional world. Then, he climbs into her family garden after one conversation. People call that romance. It is also reckless trespass, in the middle of a violent feud.
So even before the killing, he is already crossing lines because feeling tells him to.
Exactly. Romeo is not a planner. He is a leaper. He marries Juliet in secret the next day. That matters because secrecy and speed create a fragile situation. One shock, one insult, one street fight, and the whole thing is exposed to disaster.
And the shock comes with Mercutio.
Yes. Mercutio's death is the turning point. Before that, Romeo is trying to refuse violence. He will not fight Tybalt, because Tybalt is now secretly his kinsman. On the surface, that looks peaceful. In practice, it confuses the street and weakens his position.
Because Mercutio reads that refusal as dishonor.
Right. Mercutio steps in. Romeo tries to get between them. Tybalt stabs Mercutio under Romeo's arm. That is the crucial shift. Romeo's private passion, his secret marriage, has now helped produce a public death.
And after that, the language changes fast.
Brutally fast. Romeo goes from restraint to revenge in moments. He says Mercutio's soul is only a little way above their heads, and Tybalt will join him, or Romeo will. That is not grief becoming thoughtful. It is grief fusing with wounded pride and turning into action.
Then he kills Tybalt. Not by accident, not in confusion. He chooses it.
Yes, that point needs to stay sharp. Romeo does not just get swept along by fate. He actively pursues Tybalt and kills him. The same character who is talking in love poetry is now committing lethal revenge in the street. The emotional intensity was always there. The object changed.
That is what makes him dangerous. Not that he has feelings, but that he has no stable break when those feelings flip.
Exactly. He does not process emotion slowly. He converts it into immediate decision. Love leads to secret marriage. Panic leads to rash plans. Grief leads to violence. Despair leads to suicide. The pattern is consistent.
And this matters because if you flattened him into a romantic hero, Tybalt's death starts to look like a one-off.
When it is not a one-off at all. It is the clearest exposure of his character under strain. Romeo has always been capable of excess. Mercutio's death does not create that. It uncovers it and gives it a target.
There is also a power shift here. Before this, Romeo seems almost passive, pushed around by love, by friends, by family conflict. After Tybalt, he becomes a direct source of danger.
Yes, and the stakes rise immediately. Tybalt is dead. Romeo is banished. Juliet is trapped between marriage and mourning. The households harden. A private romance now has a body count. That is why reading Romeo as merely sweet is not just weak. It makes the plot look thinner than it is.
So when students ask, is Romeo a good person or a bad person? That is already the wrong question.
Much too simple. The better question is, what kind of force is he inside the play? And the answer is this. He is a person whose intense feelings produce extreme consequences. He can be tender, but he is not safe. He can love deeply, but that depth does not make him wise.
And Shakespeare does not ask us to clap for the intensity, just because it is intense.
No. The play shows how quickly passion can become lethal when it outruns judgment. Romeo's danger is not hidden in some villain's speech. It is built into the same intensity people are tempted to romanticize.
Which means Mercutio's death is not just sad. It is the moment the play stops letting Romeo look harmless.
Exactly. After that scene, you cannot honestly read him as only a lovesick boy. He is a young man whose grief, desire, and rage all arrive at full volume, and when they do, someone pays.
So, the correction is simple. Romeo is not dangerous despite being emotional. He is dangerous because his emotions rule him.
And if you miss that, you miss the engine of the tragedy. Romeo does not just suffer violent events, he becomes one.